social justice issues important to us expressed during the conversation. We have a lot of our sisters who are engaged in immigration issues, who are involved with refugees, who are very concerned about violence, part of the Dubuque Coalition Against Nonviolence. We have people who have been engaged in prison ministry and see some of the injustice of the criminal justice system, and we're also very concerned about climate change. And we haven't heard a lot about some of those issues in some of the public comments from some of the candidates. So I think any chance that we have to express our concerns and to ask the persons in office to make those more of a priority and to hear some of the real stories of people who are on the ground working with people in these situations. And that's all to the good. That's part of our democratic process.
Okay. And so I guess for you, is there an issue in particular out of those that really stood out to you? And how did you feel about the senator's response to Hillary Clinton's position on that issue?
Well, I was pleased, for example, when he said he wasn't sure about some of the Palestinian issues. You know, he had to assume some of those things, but climate change and everything, I learned some things about a few of the issues that I hadn't been aware of. But
such as?
Well, we'll go for a minute. The whole thing about earmarks and what has happened because of earmarks being, we used to think earmarks were terrible, and now to hear a sense that the people in Congress think that earmarks are a good thing in terms of the political process. That was certainly all news to me in terms of being able to affect some of the kinds of changes that we'd like to see happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Okay. So immigration became an important topic that was brought up. How did you feel about the senator's comments pertaining to immigration reform? Why is that such an important issue for you, maybe your organization?
Because immigration is important because we are all immigrants, and unless we allow other immigrants to come in, we wouldn't have this Apple device that you are using right now. Without immigration, there would have been no one here to do that. Maybe somebody else would have. But immigration enriches our population. We're not all one thing. There are so many exciting things that other people, other cultures can bring. And if we don't let them come in, it's our loss. And it's also theirs. Sometimes it's their lives that are lost.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about Hillary's position as it pertains to immigration?
I appreciate what she is trying to do and trying to talk about. I wish she would talk more about the really poor. She has talked about people who are really poor, the people on the bottom of everything, education, money. I think it's important that she is for a living wage. She's for change in that, for women to get equal pay for equal work, and for people to have the right to live.